With the arrival of April, the weather is warmer, days are longer, and finally, some of the plants are coming alive. That means we can finally forage some nice green and delicious plants and flowers. I will also be sharing some recipes with the things I forage. Here in southwest Norway, primrose starts popping up everywhere in April. Its flowers and leaves are edible. You can use the leaves as substitute for lettuce, and the flowers can be eaten raw. But you can also make tea from it. I like to garnish my salads with the flowers. Ants are a good indication of seasons change. This is Japanese knotweed. Its young shoots are edible and it's also a very invasive plant, so when you want to forage them, make sure to have a plastic bag or a plastic container because they can propagate even from their leaves. I was so happy to find stinging nettle. It's one of my favorite plants. We make a soup and kind of like a pudding from it. I will share the soup recipe with you. As its name indicates, it's stinging, so you should be using a glove, a thick glove, when you're foraging them. Try to pick the youngest 4-6 leaves, that's the most tastiest part. With the weather warming up, sun is shining and days are getting longer, most Norwegians go for jogging, they have picnic, grilling, or simply sunbathing in their backyards or in balconies. So I said it's a perfect time to go out foraging, but also read some book while sipping from my coffee. I came home hungry, so I prepared myself a shrimp salad on the bread and adorned it with primrose flowers. This is all I foraged. Primrose leaves. Make sure to gather the youngest leaves. I will add this to my salad, but also some of it I will dry for making tea later. Japanese knotweed. Dandelion leaves has a sap, milky sap that is a little bit bitter. It's in the leaves and also in the flower's stalk. I tried eating it raw, but I didn't like it, so I prefer making tea with it or slightly boil and add it to my dishes. You see the edges of the leaf has a shape like a teeth, that's why it's called dandelion, lion's teeth. You can use the flowers as whole, or if you don't like the bitter taste, you should remove the green parts and just use yellow flowers, yellow petals. So before I start cooking, I'm going to make myself dandelion tea. Now I'm making a chicken salad for myself. I'm using the greens I have at home, which is rucola, chopping primrose leaves. Of course, because of the spices, the sauce and the chicken, I don't specifically get the taste of the primrose leaf. But I believe not everything is about the taste, but sometimes about the benefits of it. I'm making the nettle soup. This is a delicacy from my region in Turkey. People don't understand the people in my region because we eat most of the plants we find in the wilderness. I would say we are quite vegetarian in that sense. So to begin with, I boil water and chop a small onion and add in it. This is not a common way to use onion in our dishes. Traditionally, we usually cook it in the oil and add a little bit either garlic and tomato paste. Also, I'm chopping it very thinly. I'm chopping once and turning it over, diagonally chopping it once more. Meanwhile, I'm going to boil the Japanese knotweed. I love asparagus, but I don't like it when it's too crispy. I like it very soft. So I'm going to boil these about 10 minutes, but best way to do it is between 3 to 5 minutes. Remember to add a little bit salt to the water. Japanese knotweed are boiled enough. I'm taking it aside and I'm simply frying them in a pan with butter. The soup is ready. The Japanese knotweed, you can probably just fry it in the butter. You don't need to boil it, but that's the way I like it. I'm adding a little bit corn flour on it. It adds more texture and taste to it. You see they are super soft and almost mushy, but that's the way I like it again. For more taste, I'm adding Parmesan. Normally you can use a couple drops of lemon, but I love using the zest. The primrose I washed, but it's a very delicate flower. You should be a bit careful while washing. I'm even thinking of making a spice with it. I don't know how much taste it would have, but it's good always to experiment and try new things. So this is second day I went out for foraging, and this time I was more lucky because these wood sorrels were flowering, and I found some with the flowers and also with stems. It's been a while since I came back home, so they are a little bit damaged, but I will add these to my dinner today. These are yarrow leaves. They just started sprouting and they're not that big. I didn't want to gather in the beginning because there was just a little bit there, here and there, and not like patches. But then I ended up finding a patch, so I gathered just a little bit. I'm going to make tea. This one I need to confirm, but I found it last minute. I can't remember the name now, but I will write it on the screen. I remember one identification trick for this, that is to crush the leaves, and if it smells like onion or garlic, then it's safe to eat. I'm gonna have to double check this. These are young raspberry shoots. I mean, we don't have to eat everything, of course, that just because they are edible. But I just wanted to try because they might be really good. But if it's nothing special, I don't think I will keep foraging it, because I love the fruit much better, and all of these shoots will be giving fruits, and I prefer that. Plantain. Again, they are also newly sprouting. Most of them were even smaller than this. I tried to get the tallest plants, youngest leaves. This one also, I probably will make tea. If not, put it in one of the dishes. Probably I will make tomorrow. This is, I'm honestly not sure what this is. I just gathered them because they look so cute, and I will probably use them in a DIY project. This is what fireweed plant. This is so common in Norway, and I love the flowers of it. I mean, visually, I haven't tried eating it yet. This is going to be my first, and it's so easy to identify them. I don't think I ever seen anything like this so far. The youngest ones tend to be reddish. As it gets taller, it turns green and the leaves open up. But that's the time that you need to say, okay, that's not going to be as tasty as these ones. So, or they say, I will see. But still, at every stage, you can eat the leaves, the stem, the flowers of the plant. It's safe to eat. And hopefully I want to make a syrup or cordial from the flowers this summer. Dandelion, we all know. I gathered these because I've seen a video. Someone was making cordage using several different plants, and I want to use dandelion stem. I need to dry them first. Here I have both the flowers, the opened ones, and the buds that haven't opened yet. I heard so many times that you can make like pickle that, like capers. This is capers. Capers I, in this form, recently discovered and I really like. So I want to try this one too. But I mean, this was the part of the plant that I was least interested in maybe 2 days ago. And now they look so cute. I want to show you if we peel off all the other leaves. See, it really looks like capers. If I remember correct, this is ground elder. And again, I need to double check this one. That's why I didn't gather too much. Normally we gather like this much to make dishes from this in my region in Turkey. But for this time, I gathered just a little bit for identification. I want to make sure. I also mentioned this in one of my previous videos. It doesn't exactly smell the same as the plant we have at my homeland, although it looks identical. So even if it's the same plant, just because this is growing in a different climate in Norway, which is quite different than in Turkey, maybe the taste also changes. And I love its smell. Since this is not smelling the same, I thought maybe it wouldn't taste the same. I didn't try this. This was like one of the first things when I came to Norway. I saw, oh, I know this, I can eat this. But I kept my distance because I know there are so many lookalikes and it can be very dangerous. So maybe it's finally time. I need to check this. Japanese knotweed. This time, I guess it was the best time. You see, the shoots are so long. And they also I want to show you for the identification. You see, it's like bamboo. It has compartments and the joints in between. So if you look at this compartment, you will see hollow inside. But if you break apart from the joint, it's a bit harder to do. It's gonna be full. Well, just like bamboo. When it's young, the leaves are going to be reddish green. The ones on the top will not be open. Only the ones on the bottom, small ones, can be like this. When it's fully grown, all the leaves are going to be green, and it's very invasive, like I told you before. You have to put them in a plastic container when you're gathering them and seal it off properly before you move from where you gathered them. When you come home, let's say you don't eat these, you clean them, you shouldn't throw away this directly to the garbage. You should boil them first to kill them, because it's so easy for this plant to propagate even from a piece of a leaf. And you definitely shouldn't put this into your garden compost. Never do that. In some countries it's strictly forbidden to helping this plant invade more space, and there are fines you might be subjected to. If you're watching this video, now you know. I gathered nettle again. I don't know, I found actually much more than last time, but turned out not too much. This time I want to make that nettle pudding, and I asked my mom how much would I need for that. She said triple the amount of what I used for the soup. That was a little bit hard. I know. I get a little bit anxious when I'm gathering stuff on the side of the roads, pavements, you know, when people are passing by. It's a little bit weird feeling, so I did my best. I will get over it over time. This I need to check. I took just one leaf just to check. I'm quite sure that it is edible. We have a lot of that in my homeland and we don't even look at it, you know. It's a weed for us. We want to get rid of this, but recently I was doing research about foraging in Norway or UK, which is a similar climate, and I ended up seeing this on the list. So why not try? So that's it from me today. Thank you for watching, and I hopefully will see you in the next video. Bye.